Hi everyone, this is Sunny Kumar from Mathematics and Computing Part 2 from IIT BHU, and I am back again with daily lead code problems. And today the day is 5th of February and the problem name is simplify path. Okay, so in this problem basically we have been given a string which is denoting a path called absolute path. There are certain rules also which denotes that the string is is of type absolute path, and note that we have to convert this string of absolute path into a canonical path. So what is absolute path here and what is canonical path here? Let us understand this. Okay, now absolute path here, as you can see, follows certain rules. That is, there are certain rules I have mentioned here clearly so that you can understand. Note that absolute path is going to start and end with a forward slash. Also, between any two forward slashes, there would be a string that would be of three types. Okay, between any two forward slashes, as you can see here, uh, there is a two forward slash and there is a string between these two forward slashes. Now, okay, the string can be of any type. It would be a dot, or it would be a double dot, or any other string that would be denoting the file name. Okay, so the string would be of three types between any two forward slashes. Also, the in absolute path, note that the string must be starting and ending with a forward slash. So this is the rule of absolute path system. Now we have to convert this absolute path system into our canonical path, that is simplified path. So how we are going to do this? Before moving further, let us understand what is canonical path here. Okay, now the in case of canonical path, note that path is going to start with a forward slash. Only the path is going to start with the forward slash. Note that here. Okay, also the two directories must be separated by a forward slash. It is similar to that of absolute path. Okay, and no dots should be present in the between the two forward slash. That is, in absolute path you can notice that either it would be a single dot or it would be a double dot, but in case of canonical path, between any two forward slash, only the directory or file name should be there. Okay, and there should not be any single dot or double dot. Okay, also in canonical path, the it should not end with a forward slash. So how we are going to do this, how we are going to approach this question? Let us move further. Okay, note that we have to store the string between any two forward slashes. Also we have to move to previous directory. If we are going to encounter a double dot, then we have to move to a forward slash, and if we have encountered a single dot, then we have to it is going to denote that we are at the current directory. Then how we are going to manage these operations, that is going to previous directory and storing our answers. Let us move further to understand this. So here you can see we are maintaining a stack. Why we are using stack? The first question that arises in our viewer's mind, that is, let me denote, is stack is going to use stack is used here to store the answers. Okay, stack is going to store the answers and to maintain or to move to previous directories. Okay, so this is the very important tricky part in the question. So I will recommend viewers to watch this carefully. So stack is going to maintain how the, if we are moving to the previous directory, then the stack is going to pop out the current element at the stack, at the top of the stack if it is present. Otherwise then the operation is going to be nullified. There is no such operation. So stack is going to store the answers, and if we encounter a double dot, then we are going to pop an element from the stack which denotes that the top element of the stack is the previous directory. So that's why we are going to pop an element from the stack's top. So the main reason behind using the stack is to maintain how the previous directories and to store the answer. And each time if we are not encountering a double dot or a forward slash or a double dot, then we are going to store the file name as a string between two forward slashes in our stack. Okay, so let us take an example here. Suppose this is the path of the string of absolute path. Okay, now suppose we have iterated from I equal to 0 up to a string length -1. Suppose I have encountered a forward slash, so it is denoting that the file name is going to start with here. Okay, So if I have encountered a forward slash, so I am going to continue further. I'm not going to use all the steps below that. So I'm going to use continue statement here, okay, in the loop. And if we have encountered a character, so what we are going to do is we are going to append all the string that is present between two forward slashes in a string variable s, okay. Now we are here, you can see the string is neither a dot nor a double dot. So simply, as you can see here, if the string is not the single dot or double dot, I am going to push it into my stack. So I'm going to store it in the stack. And if finally if we encountered at the end of the string, and which is actually, you can see forward slash is also present here. So what our answer would be like, pop all the elements from the stack, and we have to print the answer, okay. So the our absolute path system here, you can see this is our canonical path, okay, which is not going to, a canonical path doesn't have a string ending with a forward slash. As you can see, the home directory here, you can see the string is not ending with a forward slash but ending with starting with a forward slash. Let's take another example. Here you can see another string denoting absolute path. Now you can see if we encountered a forward slash, then continue further. Not, there's no need to do operations below that, okay. Now I'm going to store the string between two forward slashes, and I'm going to check that string. If the string is a double dot, that denotes the current directory, we are not going to do the operations. And if the string is double dot, as you can see here, now what we have to do is we have to pop a directory. That is, we have to move to the previous directory, and this is going to manage by the stack. And if the stack is empty, that is, if there is not a previous directory that has already happened, okay, then what we are going to do, we are going to continue further. But if there is a previous directory, we are going to pop an element from the top of the stack, which is actually denoting the previous directory, okay. Now you can see the such a string is not present in the stack. We are not going to pop an element from the stack. So what we are going to do is we are going to continue further. We are not going to pop an element from the stack. So the stack is empty here. We are not going to pop an element from the stack. So our output would be a single forward slash, because there is not a string that is stored in our stack finally. And suppose here is another example denoting absolute path. So I recommend users to watch this example very carefully, because if you haven't understand yet, then this example is going to make you comfortable, okay. Suppose initially I have encountered a string between two forward slashes as a, and this is not a dot and this is not a double dot. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that string into my stack. So our current stack state is single a. Now if the current string between two forward slash is dot, single dot, then it denotes the current directory. There is no need to do further operations. So again our current stack state is single a. And if again we have encountered b, so our new directory is b. So, and this is not a dot and this is not a double dot. So I'm going to push that entry, push that string between that forward two slashes into my stack, okay. So our new stack state is a b, where b is the topmost element, denoting that I have currently visited now this directory b, okay. Again you can see there is a string that between two forward slashes that denotes the two double dot. So what I'm going to do is actually this string double dot is going to denote that just go to the previous directory. So I'm going to do that using my stack, which is already stored. Now if the stack is not empty, it denotes that there is directories already present, already occurred before that entry, okay. So I'm going to pop an element from the stack top, that is I'm going to move to previous directory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop an element from the stack, that is b is going to be popped out. So our new stack state would be single a again. Again we have encountered double dot, then we have to pop an element from the stack top. So our stack top becomes empty, that is a is popped out. You can write here also, okay, a is popped out. And here also you can write b is popped out, because double dot denotes go to previous directory. And again you can see you are getting a string between two forward slashes that is neither a dot nor a double dot. So we have to push that string into our stack, and finally if all the operations has been done, then our stack is going to store the final answer, which is the canonical path, okay. So what would be this? This is be our canonical path, and this is our answer. So the question is quite a bit tricky, that uses a stack data structure. So let us move on to the code section. Okay, now here you can see n is going to denote the path length of file in Unix file system. Now I'm going to make a stack dir that is going to manage operations like moving to the previous directory and current directory, and also to store the answer. Note that. Okay, now I'm going to iterate in our path directory, that is absolute path length of string. Then whenever we encounter the path of I, that is current character, is a forward slash, there is no need to do further operations like pushing into the stack or popping out or something like that. So I'm going to continue further, and if our string current, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to initialize my current string as an empty string. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to store all the elements, all the string that is between the two forward slashes into my string variable curr. As you can see, I'm going to store all this into my current string variable. So until I am getting another forward slash that is between the two forward slashes, I am going to store my string. Now if this string is a dot, then there is no need to do further operations, and if this string is a double dot, then and our stack is not empty, then what I have to do is I have to pop an element from the stack, that is go to the previous directory. So here stack is going to manage the previous directories push and pop operations. Okay, so also in this case we are not going to push an element into the stack, because the current string denotes we have to go to the previous directory. So finally, if these all the statements is going to fail, then I have to do, that is I have to push my answer into the directory. So that would be our answer. Okay, so if finally our stack is empty, it denotes that our canonical path should be containing only a forward slash, that is there is not a directory that we have going to print, only a single forward slash should be printed. Okay, now if this doesn't happen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to store my canonical path through by popping out the elements from the stack. So each time I'm going to append my answer as forward slash plus stack top plus finally I'm going to answer. Note that the stack is going to store our answers in reverse manner. That's why I'm going to do, every time I'm going to do this and then append my answer to the back. You can also visualize this UI by writing with some examples. Okay, so finally I'm going to return my answer. Okay, so let me run this code and find out if it is going to yield the correct answer or not. Okay, so you can see it is giving the correct answer. Okay, also the runtime bits are very high. Okay, 93% around. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please do not forget to mention in the comment section of the video, and I will ask the viewers to like this video, share this video, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you for watching this video.